Civil engineering is everywhere. It's in every road you drive. It's in the clean water you drink. It's where you live, work, and play. It really is all around you. Civil engineers help improve the lives of millions of people every day.
Civil engineering is it's a fantastic profession. It really deals with engineering all of the world around us. There's infrastructure on the surface, things that people see and use every day, like roadways, bridges, things of that nature. Then there's also a tremendous amount of civil engineering below the surface that no one ever sees. And that's what we're dealing with here. In my view, that's one of the best parts of civil engineering is working on the underground side, and it's so much fun. I never imagined I'd be able to work on something this cool, but I always had an interest in big projects. I love being a part of it. It's a great mission. We come to work every day excited to do this, and we can't wait to see the end result of all the hard work. My name's James, and I'm a civil engineer.
First of all, I will introduce myself. My name is YING, and I would like to talk about my perspective about the awareness of the society towards civil engineer. So when I started to study civil engineer, people used to ask me why did I choose civil engineer, and my response will be because I really like maths and science, and I like problem solving. But after I start my intern during my diploma, and people sometimes still ask me the same question: why do you want to be a civil engineer as a female? My answer is still the same, because I like problem solving and I want to be a civil engineer. So in my opinion, civil engineer can help society to know which problem to solve and why it is important to solve them, and then we can also help to ensure the solution that developed can help to change the world for the better, even in a smaller way. As an engineer, we don't only do engineering activity for our own sake, but we do it because we want to create lasting community benefit. And as an engineer, we want to contribute to society in a tangible and meaningful way. So let's talk about how civil engineers do that. Civil engineer has played a vital role in increasing the health and quality of life, from developing better water supply, wastewater treatment plants, and to the design of buildings to protect the society from natural hazards and provide health care. Next, how else did civil engineer did to create the community benefit? Civil engineers have a role in helping people to raise their standard of living and to create a social fabric. They do this by providing transport and critical infrastructure, by mining and processing our natural resources, and by providing communication, the internet, and by supporting advance in health and medicine. As an engineer, we balance the need of society with the preservation of the environment around us. Engineers have a central responsibility for addressing any problem that we might have created as a human right in the past and preventing new problem from being created in the future. We contribute to the society is that we think that critical to solve problem and always looking for better ways to do things. So in my opinion, engineers are profoundly creative in finding solutions to problems, which bring us to the other role. But we have focused our attention as civil engineer. We want to have sustainable solution. So sometimes it's easy to look at the short-term solution, but actually they may not be better in the long run. So as a civil engineer, we think about the big picture and the long run, what's going to make the biggest difference for the world now and into the future naturally. Civil engineer thinking out solutions and that can be helpful for people and also minimizing the impact on the environment. So this is one of my opinion about the awareness of the society towards civil engineer.
Hi, my name is Calvister Winniam, and this is my opinion about the awareness of society towards civil engineer. The first one is responsibility. About responsibility as an engineer, civil engineer play a very important role in society. They are responsible for maintaining the overall safety of society in a number of ways, including rural engineering. From constructing a highway and building to bridges and tunnel, civil engineer is also responsible for the environment and ensuring that society can enjoy the facility. The second one is integrity. As we know, we are aware of the importance of integrity in employment, so that the general public trust in a job such as civil engineering is not compromised, so that it can disrupt the stability and harmony of the country. All relevant policies and policies implemented should be practiced by all civil engineers fully, so they can perform any given task well and efficiently. Next is critical thinking skills. For engineering students and future engineer, critical thinking is crucial. This is because their work requires accuracy and fidelity, clearness of action, practical thinking, decision making, and systematic. Specific fields like structural, geological, and environmental engineering demand such skills. Based on observation and research, shows that engineers who practice critical thinking fare better in their profession and personal lives. The last one is open-minded and honesty. So there is honesty that comes with open mind, because being open-minded means admitting that you are all-knowing. This means believing that whatever truth you find may be more than you realize. This understanding creates a sense of honesty that underlies the character of a person living with an open mind. Things like this are very necessary as an engineer, so that everything done can have a good impact on societies. I think that's all about my opinion. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Chen Xiong and I'm here to give a briefly introductions about the documentary. The aim of this documentary is to enhance the awareness of the society about the role of civil engineering nowadays, and to understand the branches of civil engineering on its specific role of each branches. To determine the contribution of civil engineering towards the society, and to find out the changes of role in civil engineering that match the needs of current ecosystem. So, civil refers to something related to a citizen or society, and engineering is the process of design, build, and solve by using science and mathematics. Civil engineering are responsible for the basic needs and the facilities or infrastructures of modern society. The built environment encompasses much of what defines modern civilizations. They are responsible to design and build higher capacity transportation systems, construct larger commercial and industrial complexes, water supply, and pollution control. The system in the modern ecology is getting more efficient, environmentally friendly, cost-effective, and innovative. Civil engineering comprises quite a few branches of engineering, such as transportation, geotechnical, water resource, and environmental engineering.
Good day to our lecturer, and thank you to my fellow teammates. My name is Kelvin, and I will explain for the graph and analysis. Alright, so for our project, we have divided our Google form into 3 sections. For the first section, we'll be asking about the Respondents Demographic. So, for the first question, we ask our respondents which age group they are in. And for the majority of the part, our respondents are aged between 22 to 25 years old, which takes up about 91.4% or 32 respondents out of the 35 respondents collected. The rest of them are 26 to 29 years old, 39 years old, and also 47 years old, which has 2.1% or 1 respondent respectively. This is because the majority of our Google form was sent out into our university groups, which comprise of more students. For the second question, we asked our respondents what their gender are. And for the majority of respondents, their gender is female, which is 54.3% or 20 respondents, and male, which is 45.7% or 15 respondents out of the 35 respondents collected. This is a very balanced data collected, so it may show a more balanced result at the end. And for the third question, we asked our respondents what their race are. Because we live in a multiracial country, there are a lot of different races that are working in one occupation. So we have a broad spectrum to choose from. For Malays, there is 45.7% or 16 respondents, Chinese 31.4% or 11 respondents, Indian 5.7% or 2 respondents, and also Iban, Brunei, Kadazan, Kedayan, Kadazan Duzun, and Bumiputra each has 2.1% or 1 respondent each for the genders. This is nice to see because we live in a country where there are a lot of races and there are a lot of different opportunities for everyone. And we can see this happening right here with the respondents. And for the fourth question is the level of education. Since we use mostly WhatsApp group to distribute our Google form, most of the groups are our own university groups, which comprise of more of our own course mate. So the level of education of degree for the respondents is 79.4% or 28 respondents, followed by diploma or level certificate, which is 11.8% or 4 respondents, and then SPM 5.9% or 2 respondents, and lastly master degree, which is 2.9% or 1 respondent. Alright, so for the final question in our demographic, we asked our respondents what their occupation are. With going back to what we mentioned earlier, that we use more of the WhatsApp group to distribute our question, most of the respondents were students, which takes up 88.6% or 31 respondents, and the rest of them, which are engineers, lecturer, site supervisor, and secretary, which takes up 2.9% or 1 respondent each. So a lot of our questionnaires answer will be based from our students' opinion about their future in this respective field, which is civil engineering, and how it will affect the future. Alright, so that's all from me. I will pass to my teammates to further explain about the graphs and data collected. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is INSYIRAH HANNANI binti MALEK. So here is where I present the question of first section in the question form that had been distributed to the respondents. This section consists of 6 questions, which all of them are in the form of multiple choice survey questions. The objective of this section is to identify how in-depth is the knowledge among society regarding civil engineering. Here is the list of the questions in this section. For question 1, which one is the field of branch in civil engineering? Out of 35 respondents, 29 respondents or 82.9% pick all of above, indicating all of the branch of engineering falls within civil engineering, with 5 respondents or 14.3% choosing construction engineering. Since most of our respondents are students, they must be well known with the various civil engineering branch. Second question is, civil engineering help to solve social problems with proper solutions. Out of 35 respondents, 34 respondents or 97.1% choose to agree, and 1 respondent or 2.9% choose yes, which is also agreeing to the statement. For instance, Civil engineering infrastructure projects are solutions to problem-facing communities, societies, or even an entire nation. Addressing societal needs and problems is a key element of infrastructure project success. Engineers have invented several types of infrastructure projects that can be seen in our daily life, such as bridge, roads, power generation, transmission, telecommunications, and more. The third question is, the greatest contribution to making the world a better place is through effective civil engineering. Out of 34 respondents or 97.1% choose to agree, and one respondent or 2.9% choose yes, which is also agreeing to the statement. To sum up, effective civil engineering practice is referred to as qualities that make a great engineer. Civil engineering is arguably one of the world's oldest professions. From bridge design to water treatment, the work of civil engineers has a daily impact on the lives of the most people in the world. We can therefore see how important it is for civil engineering to possess certain qualities and skills. Here are the 5 most important, which are technical skills, project management, communication skills, creativity, and critical thinking. For the fourth question is, in your opinion, do you agree that civil engineers play an important role for future development? Out of 34 respondents or 97.1% choose to agree, and one respondent or 2.9% choose yes, which is also agreeing to the statement. So why are civil engineers play an essential role in future development? In my view, engineering plays a crucial role in promoting the growth and development of a country's economy and enhancing the quality of life of its people. As such, a vital link exists between the engineering capability of a nation and its economic growth. For the fifth question is, in your opinion, which is the role of civil engineers for society's development? Use resource efficiently and effectively, provide sustainable living, got 27 pick or each, or 77.1, which are the highest choice picked by respondents. Simply put, it is imperative to use resource efficiently and sufficiently. Natural systems can be seen as a form of capital. It will provide precious renewable resource and consistent service if we preserve our natural resources, such as food and fiber production, climate protection, water purification, and so on. But it will decrease its capacity to provide either goods and service by overexploiting our natural capital, such as bringing in too many resources or releasing unnecessary pollutants. The last question is, in your opinion, what is the challenge faced by civil engineers currently? Sustainable construction got 28 pick or 80%, which is the highest one. Basically, the goals of sustainable constructions are to reduce the industry impact on the environment. Sustainable construction methods include using renewable and recyclable resources, reducing energy consumption in waste, creating a healthy, environmentally friendly environment, and protecting the natural environment. It is difficult for engineers because it is not an overnight process including sustainable construction methods. There are obstacles to face, which is cost. There will still be pressure on construction companies to minimize costs where possible, but there are also fears that sustainable construction practice will cost an organization more. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is JIAN. I am from Group 1 for Engineer and Society. So today I would like to present about criteria of a civil engineer. So we did a questionnaire to ask the public about whether they think that the criteria of a civil engineer is important or not important. And you can see here we provide 11 of criteria for them to think whether that it's very not important, whether they are not sure, whether it's important and very important. So let's proceed to what they are thinking about a civil engineer should have. Okay, so we proceed to the next slide. So this is the responses from the public. So as you can see, all of them, most of them is thinking that this criteria is very important to a civil engineering. Do you know why? Let me explain each of them to you, and I will choose only a few and I will make it short and brief. So let's proceed to the first one. Responsibility. As you can see, responsibility is most people think it is very important. Okay, so for responsibility, as a civil engineer, the responsibility is different to others people. Do you know why? Because in construction, you are building a structure for people. So it's not like you are as a student or any other occupation. So if you are taking the responsibility to provide a safe structure for everyone so that it's safe to use. So if you didn't take that responsibility very well, then you will like cost life, maybe people life, and cause death to people. Alright, so next one I will move to integrity. So for integrity, you know why it's so important? Because integrity in construction field, you will know there are a lot different kind of people you will meet, and they are giving you benefit to ask you to do something that's not following the rules. So at this time, as a civil engineer, you must very firm to reject all those benefit given by the party and ask them to follow the rules of the construction, so that the project can be go smoothly and the safety of people can be guaranteed. Okay, so the next one I will move to maybe rational. So for a civil engineer, you must be very rational. Okay, do you know why? Because in construction, you will encounter a lot of problems, such as like maybe problems with structure, everything. So at this time, you must be very rational, think of the solution to settle the problem, you know, because it is like unforeseen condition, or like you cannot predict the problems. So when you encounter it, you must have rational to think about the solution to solve the problems. Okay, and also you must have the courageous to make decision based on your knowledge, your experience, your other people. You get the opinion from other people to solve the problems. Okay, so the next one I will move to reliable. So as a civil engineer, you must be reliable enough so that I giving an example is for better understanding. So if an employer he or she may has a lot of project. So do you know why? When he or she is trusting you and giving you one of their project to do, so you must make it must make it like you take full responsibility to do it, so you can gain the people trust. So you must be reliable enough. So if you are doing the project is not very well or got a lot of problem, so they may not trust you again, and they think that you are not reliable, and they will not give you any project anymore. So as a civil engineer, you must be reliable enough. And the last one, I move to the communication skill. So the last thing, the communication skill is so important, because you as a civil engineer will deal with a lot of people, maybe managers, site supervisor, the workers, the employer, the government department people. So everyone, you deal with a lot of people, and these people is with different background, so that different background, so their mindset is also different. So you must use a different way of communication to communicate with them, to communicate like you are dealing with workers, like need to be like very how to say, you dealing with workers, you need to like maybe very quite a little bit difficult because on the language problems. So when you're dealing with employer, need to like need different slang of voice or something like that. So the communication skill is the key to like you connect people and finally to solve up to accomplish a project. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.
As for conclusion, civil engineering are directly involved in the construction of all necessary infrastructure to ensure the comfort and safety of human life. In Malaysia, we can see the direct involvement of departments dealing with the environmental issues such as Public Work Department, which focus on road improvement and maintenance in Malaysia, the Department of Irrigation and Drainage, which ensure the quality of water used by the community is always maintained, and many others departments to look after the interests of community. The role of civil engineer must also follow the development of people's way of life and technology of the world. Therefore, civil engineers need to be more intensive research on the impact of projects as well as the engineering technology. The development of human civilization also requires a civil engineer to be concerned with social problems and the latest technologies advances. Civil engineers need to be pro-efficient in economic, management, community, and the latest computer technologies to equip themselves to help the country move forward and develop country. Thank you.